7 books in February, and let's talk about them. Obviously don't have them all here because a couple of them were Kindle and a couple of them were library books, so we're just gonna go through and do a quick run through of them. I gave it 3 stars. I'm kind of gonna give it I think I'm giving it a 2 now. I think I'm downgrading it. I actually had to dig this out of my donation box for this review, so it's going back in the donation box. So as a yes, no, or maybe, I'm gonna go with no for me, but probably for, I don't know, men. Next, I read on my Kindle, no, I'm so sorry, not on my Kindle, it was a library book. I borrowed The King's Messenger by Susanna Kersley from the library, and I love Susanna Kersley. I knew I would love this book, and I did. It was an easy 5-star read for me, very predictable. It was an enemies to lovers trope, and I don't love that trope all the time, but for some reason in like that era, like seems like that's always the trope then. And I really liked it. It took us all through Scotland and England, and I liked it. Predictable, good read if you're into historical fiction. Susanna Kersley always puts a little hint of magical realism in her book, and Second Sight is in that book. Very good. Next was Chain Gang All-Stars. That was on my Kindle, and that author is Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. I was hoping to get that correct, so I wrote it down so I didn't want to mispronounce it. That book still hasn't quite left me. It is dystopian, which is not really my genre, but I enjoyed the book. I did skim through a lot of the action parts because it's dystopian and action kind of go hand in hand. It's just not my thing. Very heavy themes explored here. It is about privatized prison systems, and the government takes those privatized prison systems and turns it into like a gladiator pay-per-view sport, which scarily enough seems like it could be in our future. And the author's footnotes were what really stood out to me, and on my Kindle it's just a little click, and it just clicked right to the footnotes, kept me in the same page, and those statistics spoken about in the footnotes were staggering and eye-opening and enraging. I think it's a good read, and I think that it's a powerful one. Next was Strangers in Time by David Baldacci. I borrowed that from the library, and I gave it 4 stars. Historical fiction, World War II, nothing groundbreaking. There's found family. 2 orphans are essentially left on their own in a war-ravaged London, and they befriend an old man, a bookseller. He owns a bookshop, and there's mysteries to be solved, and so anyway, it's a good read. I mean, nothing groundbreaking. It's a World War II historical fiction. So, I mean, it was good. I liked A Calamity of Souls much better. And then I read Kindred. I've already done a review on this, so if you want to hear more of what I think about that, you can go to that. But this was an easy 5-star for me. Absolutely, the themes were super heavy on this, but it's a classic for a reason. It was amazing. Then I read Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson, 5 stars as well. Multi-generational story following this clay jar that is taken all the way from the families, all the way down their ancestral line, with a lot of tragedy, but also with a lot of hope. And I really enjoyed following not just the clay jar that is featured from the beginning of the book all the way through, but the way the family perseveres all the way through. And I loved how it tied up at the end. It was very inspiring. Great book. That was a 5-star read. I'd heard tons of things about that book, and I'm glad I finally read it. My last book of the month was This Book Made Me Think of You by Libby Page. I grabbed this on Pango after seeing review after review of this, but I never wanted to listen to them because I wanted to read it for myself without knowing too much about it. And I'm so glad I did. I loved it. It's a bookish book for book lovers, and it's a must read. It has some romance, love, and found family. And I mean, it's in London, there's a bookstore, and she goes on all these adventures because of books that she's given. I don't want to go super far into it because I want you to also go in with a little bit of mystery to it, so you can just, it's whimsical and wholesome and lovely. But I will tell you that in my head, this was a combination of P.S. I Love You and Notting Hill and Bridget Jones. And Alfie, the main male character in this book, was Hugh Grant in my head, but he had a little scruff. So if that tells you anything. And now I'm reading, I just started on my Kindle last night, I started reading Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. I got a few chapters in, and I'm also reading Kate Chopin's The Awakening, and I'm loving it. I am loving it. And I can't wait to really dig into this one because I've just been writing down my little notes and underlining things. And this is Women in Your 40s. I feel like this might be required reading for us, The Awakening. Okay, what'd you read?